Hey everyone, it is Father Stu of the Paulist Fathers back for another episode of Office Hours here at the St. Thomas More Newman Center. If you haven't seen one of these videos before, we're the Catholic Campus Ministry of The Ohio State University. And it is my joy to be here on this Friday of Welcome Week, the week that we're still welcoming in students who are freshly arrived and starting classes. What an exciting thing. I was going to do a new and exciting introduction to this program. There's a few options I've considered. I've been kind of going around on YouTube a little bit and figuring out, okay, like what do other vloggers is what they're called, video loggers you may call them, I call them vloggers. What are their intros like? Because, you know, I want to stay current, I want to stay hip, I don't want to be out of touch in terms of what is trending out there. But what I've found is I just don't know if any of the current forms of introduction are really suitable to me and to my personality. If I were to try to impose that upon myself, I would be saying something like, and this would be at the start of the video, like the video would start and I would say something like, hey guys, you already know who it is. You know, so I would say that first of all. That would be the first thing. I've noticed a lot of YouTube vloggers say that, hey, you already know who it is, it's your boy, you know, or some variation thereof, which, again, for me, not so much. I would then have like a name for people who like the show, you know, and so it's hard to say. I'm not sure how it would work around office hours, but maybe something around the Newman Center, like, hey, Newman Nation, you already know who it is. Something like that. Again, I don't know exactly how that would materialize. I'm just a man with a selfie stick. I don't know what to tell you. And so I've got to follow my journey for now. You got to follow your journey. They got to follow their journey. I got to follow my journey. That's my explanation for just about everything, and that's where I'm going for this. Again, if you haven't seen this Facebook Live thing before, basically Office Hours is like a little vlog where you get the insight of at least one priest, one Paulist priest, a member of the Paulist Fathers, Missionary Society of St. Paul the Apostle, and campus minister. I work in the field of campus ministry, and I love it. So you get little updates on what I'm doing during the week. And then I also take questions about our Catholic faith. So if you have questions, if you have concerns and interests, that kind of thing, I love hearing from people. So you can email me, and I'll put my email up. I always go back and edit the post and add what I forgot to add. But you can also just comment on this particular Facebook Live post. You can also tweet at me. I'm always happy to have people tweet at me. I put a lot of thought, a lot of energy into that Twitter account. I'm up all day and all night trying to figure out what new content is going up on there. And so you can tweet at me, at S. Wilson Smith. That's all one word. Hope you're all doing well and that your Friday is off to a good start. I'm up here actually in the student lounge area, which is across from, and I've done office hours videos in here before. Right now we're across from the kitchen, the student kitchen, where they make like popcorn and stuff, and there's a sign on there saying don't leave your popcorn unattended, which is very important. We've had so many popcorn incidents. Watch your popcorn, all right? If you get nothing else out of this, watch your popcorn, okay? But why am I here on a Friday night? For no other reason than to steal the students' snacks. They're gone, the building's closed, it's my Chips Ahoy now, you know? It's my Oreo now, you know? It's my can of Diet Right Pure Zero Cola, you know? I'm just kidding. I got to put all these things back. Anyway, no, I'll put it back. I'm not going to put it back. I'm going to eat them. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. One thing I thought I'd talk about briefly today in terms of, you know, you got a little slice of the vlog content. I did a little spiel there, I guess. Any other vlog content? Well, none other than the fact that Welcome Week has just been Catholic Rush Week, as we call it. Catholic Rush 18 is the hashtag if you're on the social media, which you obviously are, on Instagram and Twitter. We've tried to take photos and little snippets of videos from all the different events. it is not at all over. We had a great one last night, actually. The young adults, our CYP, Catholic Young Professionals group, is getting started. And they had a really nice launch event where they ate Chipotle burritos. And so I thought that was really, really well done, really, really smart of them. But more to the point, they had a really nice group of new folks who came and explained what the group was, and I thought they did an excellent job. If you are a young adult in the area and you're looking for a place to get connected and plugged in, I tell you, this group, this could be your group. So feel free to contact me or check the bulletin or the website. They do things on Thursdays and sometimes other days. So that was a great event. Tomorrow, still to come, we've got the Newman SPO Hog Roast event coming up. So still some things to come. For all those events, just go to our website, buckeyecatholic.com, and we've got like a Catholic Rush event page going on. I hope everything here is working okay. I hope the sound and everything is okay. There's no way for me to gauge that because, unless I'm mistaken, nobody is watching this right now. But you will probably see it later, God willing. That's got to be an error. That can't be right. Anyway, what was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah. Today's the Feast of St. Bartholomew. I really like Bartholomew, I got to say. And he's not a guy that we know a ton about. We have that snippet in the Gospel. We don't have a ton by way of what we call hagiography, like the story of a saint. But there is some legend about him. There is some tradition about him. One being that he brought the gospel to India, the Gospel of Matthew. I think I've often heard that particular. That he evangelized India, that he came also to Armenia, and so is still an important patron of that country. And that is where he was martyred by flaying, which is just a horrible way to go. He was skinned alive. But what I talked about today, we have 2 daily masses, by the way. On Fridays, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're here at the Newman Center at 12:30 and at 5:30 for daily mass. Tuesday and Thursday, we have masses at the hospital. So on Tuesdays, we're in Rhodes Hall in this big open area. You'll easily find it if you just walk into the building. And on Thursday, we're at the James Cancer Center. So we got all these masses, and that's new. But today being Friday, I was here at the Newman Center for our 2 masses talking about St. Bartholomew. And in case you didn't get a chance to hear or look at the gospel or what have you, I'll just give you this little slice of the gospel. This is a reading from the Gospel of John for today. Philip found Nathanael and told him. So, by the way, Nathanael is whom the church identifies, according to our tradition, as or with Bartholomew. Only John has the name Nathanael. In Matthew, Mark, and Luke, the synoptic gospels we call them, they just say Philip and Bartholomew. They're always paired together because Philip introduces him to Jesus. They're like buddies, okay? Long story short. So Philip found Nathanael and told him, "We have found the one about whom Moses wrote in the law, and also the prophets, Jesus, son of Joseph from Nazareth." But Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come from Nazareth?" So that's like a little burn, or an own, you might call it. It's an own because he's like making fun of his hometown. Can anything good come from Nazareth? It's like in Columbus, you might say, "Can anything good come from Delaware or Newark?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." Jesus saw Nathanael coming toward him and said of him, "Here is a true child of Israel. There is no duplicity in him." Nathanael said to him, "How do you know me?" Jesus answered and said to him, "Before Philip called you, I saw you under a fig tree." Nathanael answered him, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus answered and said to him, "Do you believe because I told you that I saw you under a fig tree? You'll see greater things than this." And he said to him, "Amen, amen, I say to you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man." So that's our gospel today. And it's like in daily mass homilies, you can't preach on every element, as much as you might like to, pick apart the whole thing. And the element that I kind of chose, that I narrowed in on, that spoke to me, I was kind of doing like a little Lectio Divina with this morning, was the concept of YOLO. If you know YOLO, that means you only live once. very popular, among, well, not just the present generation. It's been popular a long time. It's like, well, you only live once, so you may do something crazy. You may as well take chances and risks and live your life, et cetera, et cetera. I think Nathaniel, who we now know as Bartholomew, had a good sense of this, but not in just that one traditional way. It was really kind of in two ways. So first, the classic sense of YOLO, you only live once. He seems like a guy who was pretty ready for something. Like he was ready for an opportunity, for something that was true, that could give his life meaning and purpose, that he could kind of pour himself into. And you saw that in the rest of his life, as I explained. He was an evangelist in all these other countries. He was obviously a fervent in his faith and had a great zeal for the gospel, even to the point of death. And so it's like, how do I want to spend my life? I want to dedicate it to discipleship of this man, Jesus, whom I think is my Lord and my God and the King of Israel. So it's like there was that dedication, that radical discipleship. So YOLO in that sense. But it's not just that, it's not that he only lived once, but he also only lived one life. What do I mean by that? By that, I'm kind of looking at and playing with this word that Jesus uses. When Nathaniel sort of has that little burn or that little own, he kind of jokes around with Jesus. Jesus says there's no duplicity in this guy. It could also be translated as there's no guile. There's no sense in which he is pretending to be someone other than what he is. What you see is what you get. And I kind of admire that and am inspired by that. And I think a lot of holiness is trying to get at that. There's many ways to describe it, whether you want to call it integration, or just really just living one life. Not to compartmentalize. So you have this one life that's like, I'm following Jesus, I'm going to mass, I'm reading the scriptures, I'm praying and talking about it with friends. But then I've got this other life, and they don't look exactly like each other. And it may be because it's an entirely different set of friends or whatever, but sometimes we can do that and kind of compartmentalize, and then sometimes that's how sin happens, because we've sort of let our true life, our true self go in some ways. We've compromised it, And Nathaniel was a guy where there wasn't that duplicity. It's one thing. And I think when we say we're trying to strive for holiness, that's what we hope for, is that, if you take my example, so it's like I'm not just going to be a Paulist and a priest when I'm in this building. I'm when I go to the movies, when if I was going to give a talk on some subject that had nothing to do with explicitly with the church, if I was going to play music somewhere, whatever, I'm not going to just drop that whole identity. I'm going to live as a disciple wherever I go. And that's going to inform everything I do and everything I say. And so I think there's something to that, even when it comes down to just saying the true thing or the impulsive thing, in some sense. Can anything good come from Nazareth? It's like you're not intimidated, or you're not trying to please, you're not saying something to please someone or what have you. You're just being true to yourself, to that one sense of self. And but all the same, YOLO, fine. But the best way to acknowledge and live the YOLO for us is radical and authentic discipleship of Jesus. So that's maybe an expanded version of what I said in the homily, something to that effect. I hope this hasn't been shaking too much, the selfie stick. So that's what I got for today, folks. What are we at now? Half an hour, 40 minutes? I look forward to being with you some more next week. On Sunday, we've got a community dinner at 7 p.m. That's resident community and students coming together, hanging out, eating some food. Hope you can make it to that if you're around. And I'll try to do some video for that as well. In the meantime, hey, send me questions, comments. I like it all. It's just nice to spend time with you, the Newman Nation, It's not a thing. We're not making Newman Nation a thing. As far as I know, unless this really picks up, the hashtag Newman Nation, and then I really do start videos with, hey, what up? You already know who it is and that kind of thing. But it's probably not going to happen. I don't know. All right. God bless everybody. Peace to you. I'm going to eat these snacks and enjoy my Friday. God bless.